Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us on our first Fusion webinar. I'm Melinda Flynn. I'm your Fusion neighbor and real estate broker. I've been living in the complex since day one. And I'm really excited to bring you our first webinar of a series of webinars. And we're excited to be interviewing, different people in the complex and maybe the mailman. We'll just, see what comes up. And if you guys have any ideas for future webinars, we're happy to hear your ideas. So today we're here with Carol Quan, and she's a special assistant of the LA Assessor's office. And we're going to introduce Carol in just a minute. But first, we have a word from our sponsor, which is Mark McClevey. He's a fantastic lender with New American Funding. And he and I have worked together for the past decade plus, working with buyers and sellers and helping them get into their homes. And Mark has helped them refinance their properties. And he's just a really great, solid lender, and he'll help you, with the best service and the best rates possible. So Mark is not with us live, but we will hear a few words from him, and then we'll advance to our session with Carol. Oh, Mark, are you there? Hold on a minute. We'll get him. We'll do a little song and dance for you while we're waiting for Mark. Well, while we're trying to get Mark, we'll go ahead and hear from Carol. And of course, it's property tax season, so I thought it would be interesting to hear it from the assessor's office direct. And there are some questions that I had about my property tax bill. And we'll go ahead and let Carol take it over.
Okay, well, let me just give a little bit of introduction about myself. I am Special Assistant to Los Angeles County Assessor Jeffrey Prang. I have been part of his public affairs team for the last, actually I've been with the public affairs team for 17 years in this capacity, and I've been with the Assessor's office for over 32 years. And so I'm very pleased today to be here to just share some information about property assessments and talking about your Melrose or the Community Facilities District that's on your property tax bill. And so I look forward to your questions as well.
Thank you, Carol. So we have a little slideshow that will go through the slides. And if we do hear from Mark McClevey, we'll jump in and get him on. So in the meantime, we'll go ahead through the slides.
Okay. This is a Melrose. This is a Community Facilities District bonds that were issued back in 2005. The bond amount was for $3,880,000. Your last payment, or the last payment, is due September 1 of 2035. However, the reserve funds are used to pay the last year's debt service. So the last levy for this Melrose is likely to be in fiscal year 2033-34. And so I'm sure many of you have questions on, what are these bonds used for? And they're used for roadway improvements, underground utilities, school improvements designated by the Centinela Valley Union High School District and Weisborn School District, acquisition of an easement and right-of-way and other necessary land, the cost of design, engineering, and planning, the cost of any environmental and other studies, surveys, or reports, the cost of any required environmental mitigation and required landscaping, including bank protection and trees and shrubs and irrigation, soils testing, permits, plan check, and inspection fees.
So, excuse me, but all of these were then for at the time the property was built.
Right.
Pretty much. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And for also insurance, legal and related overhead costs, coordination and supervision, and any other costs or appurtenances related to any of the foregoing. And so the levy calculation is specified in the rate and methodology apportionment. It's known as the RMA. And we do have a document that we can make available later on if you wish to see it. And here's a very abbreviated summary of how to calculate your CFD levy or the Melrose levy. It's about 65.69% of the expected special tax. And there's this little chart below, and it's based on the square footage of your unit. And there's the associated expected special tax. And you would take about 65.69% of that. And that was for fiscal year 17-18. And so that percentage can change from year to year, but typically it's very little. And they use the airspace maps on the assessor's records to determine the floor area to determine the special tax, the expected special tax. And so if you have any questions regarding this Melrose, you can contact the agency consultants at 714-541-4585. And documents on this CFD are available and are filed with the Municipal Securities Rulemaking Board.
Okay, and we will make those available. If you email us, we can send that out to you. We can also, we'll probably post it on the fusionneighbors.com website. So you can contact us directly or check the Fusion Neighbors website in the next couple of days and we'll have it there for you. So what I'm understanding is it doesn't really say Melrose on our tax bill. It's
Right.
the CFD.
Correct.
And it's something separate than the tax assessor's office. It's nothing.
It has nothing to do with the assessor's office.
Nothing to do with the property tax. I mean, it's a separate tax.
It's a direct assessment.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. And so, go ahead and we can talk a little bit about the decline in value because as you know, if you've been living at Fusion for a long time, 2007, 8, 9, our values went down tremendously. We had the mortgage meltdown. We had a lot of foreclosures and short sales in our complex. And that was, a lot of us applied to have our property tax lowered based on the new lower prices at that time. So now that our prices are increasing, we are seeing, of course, our taxes increase, which is not fun, but it's kind of the way things go. You have higher values and you pay more tax. So go ahead and explain that a little bit.
So what some of the owners there currently have is what we call a temporary decline in value. And for example, let's say you bought the property back in 2007 and you paid well over $660,000. And then the market crashed and we proactively reviewed a number of single-family homes and condos for a temporary decline in value, and many people also filed for a decline in value review. But this is only a temporary reduction. We are comparing the assessed value as of January 1 to what is the fair market value as of January 1. And so if your assessed value is greater than the fair market value, we can make a temporary reduction down to the fair market value. It's good for 1 year. And then when you have a decline in value on your property, we will automatically review it again the following year to see if we need to leave it alone, reduce it further, or we start restoring your trended Prop 13 value. Because this is only a temporary reduction, and if you've had it for a number of years, you may have seen your assessed values going up. Under Prop 13, normally once we establish a base, your value only goes up 2% a year. But with a decline in value situation, we're not limited to the 2%. Your assessed value can go up, 10%, maybe even 15%, but it will never exceed your trended Prop 13 value. And so the filing period for 2018 for decline in value is July 2nd through November 30th. You still have time to file. If you do not agree with your assessed value, you should have received your annual property tax bill, and you can take a look and see what your assessed value is. And so if you're going to file for decline in value, you might also want to file a formal appeal with the Assessment Appeals Board for decline in value as well. They do have forms available on their website, and that's at lacaab.lacounty.gov, or you can call 213-974-1471. The number is 213-974-1471 for the assessment appeals application.
And we also have on fusionneighbors.com, you will find a link to the assessor's website, and I believe it would be there under forms.
Yes,
Okay.
the decline in value request for decline in value review is available on the assessor's website, and that's for the informal review done by the assessor's office.
Right. Okay. So that's all very good information. And then we'll talk a little bit about the assessor's website. LA County is so large. I don't know how you guys keep up with every little piece of property that's out there, big and little. And so we thought we would go over some of the amazing website features that you have that are making it more user-friendly and helpful for the LA County homeowners.
Okay. Well, we have revamped our website. We've made it much more user-friendly. And one of the things that Assessor Jeffrey Prang finds very important is to make this information as easily available to property owners as possible. And so we've, to help us do that, we have digitized a lot of our paper files so that when you're calling our office and asking questions about your property, we're able to provide assistance a lot faster. But on your own, when you go to our website, assessor.lacounty.gov, you have access to your property information. All we would need is the assessor's identification number or your street address. You have access to maps, to the forms that we're talking about, whether it's a decline in value form, a homeowner's exemption claim form, or any parent-child exclusion forms. You also have access to recent sales by area, and importantly, we just completed our annual report, and so that's available on our website, and this is a hard copy of our annual report as well.
Nice, thank you. Okay, so here's a link to some other resources. What is the BOE.ca.gov?
That is the Board of Equalization's website, and the Board of Equalization's website will have links to the Revenue and Taxation Code that governs what we do, as well as a very robust FAQ section regarding some of the exclusions and exemptions that are available to property owners.
Oh, okay. And that concludes the PowerPoint portion of our presentation. If you have any questions for Carol or for myself, feel free to send us an email. You can email me direct at homes@melindaflynn.com. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about your hobbies outside of your work, because I know I see you giving different presentations here and there. I always see you in work mode. What are your hobbies outside of working for this massive LA County?
Oh my goodness, I've just been so busy working. I just really haven't had time to do much outside of work.
Oh, wow.
It's just been so busy.
Movies?
Yes,
Books,
if I do
reading.
have time, I love seeing action movies. I am very looking forward to the upcoming Crimes of Grindelwald, which is part of the Harry Potter's line of movies. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. Mm-hmm. And I am also looking forward to seeing The Nutcracker and The Four Realms. So that's what I want to go see.
Yeah, yes. Oh, good. And then what about, what's your favorite book that you've ever read?
Oh gosh, this is a great question. Nothing at this point comes to mind. I just can't keep track of all the books. I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
Don't have something there.
You can email us later.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay, so let's see if we have any Q&A here. Hold on just a minute. Bear with us. Do we have some questions? I can't see where to find it. Sorry. Hold on a sec. Q&A, here we go. Here's a question. Okay, from James Segner. Thank you for joining us, James. And his question is the trended, can you read it?
Is the trended value shown as taxable on the bill? For 2019, bill shows two value information. One is current assessed value. The second is taxable value. Let me just take a quick look here.
She has a copy of my property tax bill here, so we'll see if it's something similar or if it might be specific to yours, and she's not able to answer based on my tax bill, then we'll email you, James, if she's not able right now.
Well, looking at Melinda's tax bill, the current assessed value and the taxable value is the same. Now, the taxable value can be reduced by $7,000 if you have a homeowner's exemption on there. So your taxable assessed value is the total amount less $7,000. That would be your net taxable value.
So hopefully that helps you, James. If you still have more questions beyond that, you can type it again here. We'll be here another 10 minutes or so. And if not, then you can certainly email me direct or email Carol direct. Do you have your email address on this PowerPoint?
Oh, you know what? I should have put that on there, but let me just give it to you.
Okay.
It's cquan@assessor.lacounty.gov.
Yeah.
Quan, cquan@assessor.lacounty.gov.
Thank you. And we are not able to get Mark directly on the program that we're using, so we're just going to call him on the phone. We're going to do it low tech here, I guess. So Mark, I'm calling you. And
yeah, hi Melinda.
And again, this is Mark McClevey. He's our New American Funding mortgage advisor, and there's many mortgage advisors out there, but I've been in real estate now going on my 17th year or so, and I've just Mark and I, like I said before, we work together a lot and we share a lot of the same clients. He always tells clients, you know, the real deal, and if he thinks you can have a better deal going elsewhere, he'll tell you. But most of the times he can, you know, meet or beat. Anyway, we'll hear it straight from Mark, and I don't know that the sound quality will be that great, but we'll see how it goes. Thanks for bearing with us.
Well, I hope everyone can hear me okay. Apologize for any technical difficulties. Thank you so much, Melinda, for having me on. This is a great forum to get out that important information. This is some great stuff. I've been listening from the assessor's point of view and the tax topics that you were discussing. Myself, I've been in the mortgage business for about 29 years. I've been with New American Funding for quite a few years, and Melinda and I, as she mentioned, have been working together for quite a long time. We have many clients that we've been able to help with purchasing transactions as well as refinancing. I do pride myself on giving a quality customer service and detailed information on all the options available. Mortgage lending is strong today in the market, but it can be a little bit complicated at times, lots of paperwork, and you need a true professional that can really help you make the right decision on the right loan program and make sure that you are qualified and you have that financing available when you're ready to close that real estate transaction. So I'd love to see if I can help any of you out there. We are a preferred lender for the Fusion project. We're very familiar with it. We have got all the approvals in place for HOA requirements and guidelines. So love to help anyone out there.
Thank you, Mark.
And Melinda, did you need my contact information, or will that be on the slide as well?
We don't have it on the slide, but it is on our website at fusionneighbors.com. So
fantastic.
Yeah,
so email, text, call. Love to hear from you.
All right. Thanks, Mark. Have a good day.
Thanks, Melinda.
Bye.
Talk to you soon.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye. So that concludes our presentation today, our very first webinar specifically designed for our Fusion neighbors. And if you have any, ideas for upcoming webinars, we're happy to, throw them in the mix. We'll probably do one a month at least, and we'll try to launch them on Fridays, and we'll call it Fusion Fridays. And hopefully we'll see you guys around the complex, and hope you make it a great day. Thank you. And thank you, Carol, for coming all this way from Montebello. And we'll be paying our property taxes very soon.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.